Sup! Today I wanted to talk about one of the big three mecha animes, and I'm talking, of course, about Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. I postponed watching it and managed to watch it from the beginning until the very end. And holy hell, I wasn't expecting such a great story. And honestly, talking about it cannot be spoiler free, I believe. Watch it beforehand, because I honestly cannot recommend it enough. I've never been a fan of mecha anime, and this one is one hell of a journey. I loved it to bits. When it comes to Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, the story begins in underground city that they are trapped in. Our main character is Simon. We get to know in the first episode a little bit about the environment and how the world is. It's not like rushing or anything. It's just giving you the overall view of how the world looks, what happened, and how it's gonna go. Stuff happens in life and stuff happens in anime as well. And yeah, it makes the characters naturally change over time. And their motives change as well. Their character evolves. And it's quite interesting, to be honest. It's a steady story. It paces itself very well. The story begins, the story ends, and it's a complete story. They put a cap on it. But the anime itself, I think, throws a little bit of curveballs as well, because whenever you think the story is gonna conclude in any sort of way, it manages to find new gaps and explore them. And the scale of the events in Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is like, okay, whenever you think it cannot get any bigger, it does. Until it can't anymore, literally. And yeah, the story itself is something beautiful, because it shows you the natural progression. It treats you like a human, but it also helps you guide through some sort of hard topics, which is loss. And yeah, spoilers, one of the characters dies. And it's not something very easy to digest, because at first you think this character, Kamina, is this kind of annoying sidekick, but acts like a big brother. Then you get used to him, you appreciate him, he's like a funny guy, he becomes a leader, and it's someone that has this kind of philosophy on life that you can do shit. Like, if you don't believe in yourself, you should believe in someone that believes in you. It's kind of a nice mantra that goes throughout the whole anime, and it's very wholesome, a little bit harsh, but uplifting. The anime itself has this kind of big hype moments as well, and you cannot get any more hyped than like, fuck yeah, the characters, fuck yeah, go, and you just root for them. The story is unbelievably involving. It makes you feel involved in the things that are happening, even though some of the characters that the main cast meets along the way become more and more important over time. They explore their backstories and their motives, and you actually get a like of them. You feel this kind of hype around this group, and you feel like a part of it while watching it. And yeah, there's this kind of side character that becomes a more meaningful one over time, and it's Kitan. Kitan is like a side character, but he just has this hype moment as well. I fucking love Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. It's so good. Watch it. Fucking trust me on it. Go watch it if you need some kind of hype moments, because it will deliver. Trust me, it will. It also has some cool mech fights. When I watched Bokurano, for example, I wasn't involved in the mech fights as much as I was in Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, because they progressed the story naturally as well. It wasn't like, go ahead, clobber each other, or get this over with and progress with the story. No, it was like meaningful to the story, because it was deciding how the story is gonna turn out. Sometimes they fight and win, sometimes they lose, and you cannot always win, but you should always believe. The latter part of the anime, you get more and more evolving of the main character, for example. Simon becomes someone that Kamina would be proud of. Simon goes through a journey of life, let's say. We see throughout the anime him experiencing like life situations. For example, he is being alienated. Sometimes it happens. He finds this kind of mentor that he doesn't believe in as much, then this mentor pulls him out. He starts to believe in himself. He has doubts, obviously, because he's not sure of himself and where he wants to go. Kamina hypes him up. They go together on a journey. He's scared. He pulls through. He has anxiety. After Kamina's passing, he's depressed. He doesn't believe in himself anymore. He remembers his mantra. He falls in love. He has his heart broken. And we see him growing. And it's an inspiring journey because we see him go through these hardships like we did in life. And we are proud of him in a way, let's say. Whenever I felt like the story became stale or the characters became stale, they threw a new curveball. And it was like, oh, he's becoming this boring adult. Nah, he had to overcome some things to be someone not only Kamina would be proud of, but he himself would be proud of. And I think that's the gist of it. Like Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann mainly focuses on this story of overcoming things, not stopping, not doubting anything, just pulling through, no matter what. And it's beautiful in this way. I mentioned the moments that the story became a little bit stale for me. That's the politics part of it. I hate politics in anime, but it progressed the story. It helped build the world and upscale the things that were happening. And it's a story for everyone, I think. Whenever the story becomes too complicated, you just have to get a little bit more patient because later on it explains something that it left out in the open. For example, Lord Genome character. In the first part of the anime, it was a little bit of a mystery of what Lord Genome really meant, how it started, for example, and what his motives were. Later on, we get to know a little bit more of it. And it actually made freaking sense why he was the way he was. It has a beautiful ending. The story concluded in a very wholesome way, I think. And yeah, two more things. Thing number one, the music. Holy hell, the music was so good. I especially mean the second ending. It's on my Spotify list, as you can imagine. It's just like so hype. Don't listen to it by itself, watch the anime, because it makes it that much more impactful. Last thing, even though we see Simon evolve, he never forgotten where he came from. And it's a nice reminder for us to never forget our roots, where we came from, and how far have we progressed. Because whenever we feel like we never made any progress, we just need to quickly look back and see how far we made it so far. It's not a race, it's a marathon. And yeah, be someone that Kamina would be proud of. Believe in someone that believes in you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is awesome. Watch it. See you later and bye.